Let's get a check now of the top business news stories. I'm joined by our business editor, Kate Moody. Hi there, Kate.
Hi, Tom.
Let's begin with the news that the European Union is looking to cap the price of Russian gas. What have you got?
Well, the EU is already buying less and less of its gas from Russia. That percentage is down from around 40% before the war to just around 9% today. Vladimir Putin has said that he will cut off supplies altogether for any country that does impose a price cap. He's already said he won't resume exports of natural gas through the Nord Stream 1 pipeline until the EU lifts sanctions. Nevertheless, Ursula von der Leyen says she wants to limit the amount of money that Russia's making from its gas exports by freezing the price that it's sold for. No details of just what that price would be or how it would be enforced. Since invading Ukraine 6 months ago, Russia has earned over 150 billion euros from oil and gas exports, more than half of that from the EU. But as energy ministers prepare for talks on the crisis this Friday, von der Leyen said a price cap would send a clear monetary message.
We are facing an extraordinary situation, not only because Russia is an unreliable supplier, as we have witnessed over the last days, weeks, months, but also because Russia is actively manipulating the gas market. So here the objective is we must cut Russia's revenues, which Putin uses to finance his atrocious war in Ukraine.
Well, another issue on the table at the EU's energy talks on Friday, how energy providers should pitch in during the crisis. Von der Leyen is proposing what she's described as a solidarity contribution, what others would call a windfall tax, on the record-breaking profits that have been reported by energy giants in recent months. Some EU member states are already pushing ahead with similar plans, but the UK's new Prime Minister Liz Truss has said it's not an option for her government. Karis Garland has more.
With the war in Ukraine driving up prices, European energy companies are raking in huge profits. Ursula von der Leyen, though, is hoping to redirect some of those funds to struggling households. On Wednesday, the EU Commission chief proposed a windfall tax for both renewable energy and fossil fuel companies.
We will propose that there is a solidarity contribution for fossil fuel companies because all energy sources must help to overcome this crisis.
Some countries are already pushing ahead with levies. This summer, Spain unveiled plans to further tax power companies, and Germany outlined a similar move in its latest aid package. The UK imposed a one-off tax as well, but the new Prime Minister has ruled out another one.
I believe it is the wrong thing to be putting companies off investing in the United Kingdom just when we need to be growing the economy.
The head of the International Energy Agency told France 24 that windfall taxes are legitimate measures, with energy companies making record profits.
Compared to normal years, those companies increase their profits by about 250%. And I am sure that the governments have to take measures in order to share these profits with the rest of the population to ease the burden.
The EU's suggested levies on energy firms will be debated by the bloc's energy ministers on Friday. French President Emmanuel Macron has already said he supports the proposal.
Well, Prime Minister Truss is set to detail just how she plans to deal with the UK's energy crisis on Thursday. It's understood she'll propose capping energy bills, possibly until 2024, in a plan that will cost over 100 billion euros. That aid package is expected to involve huge borrowing by the government, and that could further weigh on the already weak economic outlook. The head of the Bank of England saying today that sadly he believed a recession remained the most likely outcome in the UK. On Wednesday, we saw the British pound plunging to its lowest level against the dollar in some 37 years. Sterling trading at $1.14 there. Let's check in on the rest of the day's trading action. The FTSE 100 dragged down in London, losing nearly 9/10 of 1 percentage point at the close there. Stocks in Paris and Frankfurt just above the flat line. Investors will be watching the ECB policy meeting on Thursday to see by what margin the central bank will raise interest rates. Wall Street is trending higher. Shares of Apple up over 1% as it announces new products, including an iPhone 14. That's pushed the Nasdaq up to nearly 1.9%, with just about 2 hours of the trading session to go. I'll be back with the closing bell a little later on, Tom.
Okay, well, thank you very much indeed for that.